my privilege to bring greetings on behalf of Adam Mizrahi and the entire team at Third Millennium Group. Adam, as Managing Director, has been an invaluable partner to Bright Star Community Outreach, not only through his leadership, but also by championing our mission within his organization. When Adam believes in something, there is simply no turning back. His passion drives everything he does, and when he sees potential in a cause, he commits wholeheartedly. This unwavering commitment aligns perfectly with Third Millennium Group's mission of investing in your future, a vision that resonates deeply with the work we do at Bright Star Community Outreach. Whether in New York or Chicago, Adam's focus remains the same: to help others, create opportunity, and make things better for the next generation. It is this shared goal that has forged such a powerful partnership between us. Adam and Third Millennium Group have consistently demonstrated their commitment to our with job opportunities that create real pathways for success. But their contributions don't stop there. Adam has been a gracious donor of BSCO. Give it up right there for Adam, helping us expand our programs and broaden our reach throughout the greater Bronzeville community. What makes Adam's leadership truly special is that his support is never just about financial contributions. It is about actively building bridges and encouraging others to join him. He rallies others to invest in the work we're doing, inspiring them to believe in our shared mission to strengthen communities, empower individuals, and create lasting change. With fear of leaving out any names tonight, I would like to highlight the entire team of the Third Millennial Group members in Chicago who help support the internship program through their time and mentorship. If you're here tonight at Third Millennium, if you're in the room tonight, if you're a mentor, can you stand? Can you wave your hand at us? Thank you, thank you. We are incredibly grateful for Adam's partnership and the way he leads by example. His commitment to uplifting the next generation reflects the very heart of what we strive for at Bright Star, empowering our youth and ensuring that they have the tools and opportunities they need to succeed. Thank you, Adam, and thank you to the Third Millennium Group for your unwavering support. Together, we are making a lasting difference in the lives of young people and the broader community, ensuring that the future we invest in today becomes the brighter tomorrow we envision for all. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, on this beautiful night in Chicago. My name is Pedro Martinez, the CEO of the Chicago Public Schools. I want to congratulate Bright Star Community Outreach on their 15th year anniversary. I want to congratulate Pastor Harris, the CEO, wonderful friend, Lakeisha Kindred, and I just want to thank you for the partnership you have with us. It is amazing the work that has been done in the greater Bronzeville area, but more importantly, Pastor Harris, more importantly, you have really partnered with our schools. You have embraced the challenges we have in our community, and you're always there to help. And you're recognizing an amazing leader, Jadine Chow, the Chief of Safety and Security, who everybody is the leader that has transformed the way we look at our children, the way we support our children. And it is, I will tell you, her contributions have really helped us to have a record graduation rate in the district for multiple years now. Since I've been here, this is my 4th year. Record number of students going into college, and more importantly, staying in college, getting college credit and getting scholarships, while we're the #1 district in reading recovery since the pandemic started. And this is partially because of Jadine Chow, of the fact that she has taught us to always love our children, and when they make a mistake, we have the practices in our schools to support them. No more are we going to be punishing children when they make a mistake. Let's remember when we were kids, especially when our parents had challenges at home, everything we went through. And what we're building, everybody, is a system that's going to love their children. Again, Jadine Chow, you deserve the award today. Pastor Harris, thank you again for your leadership.
Good evening. It is an absolute privilege to stand before you tonight on behalf of the University of Chicago Medicine to offer heartfelt congratulations to Brenda Battle on receiving the well-deserved Community Impact Award. Tonight is especially meaningful as we not only celebrate Brenda's remarkable achievement over the years, but also her upcoming retirement, marking the conclusion of a distinguished career dedicated to service, leadership, and community impact. University of Chicago Medicine has been the beneficiary of her remarkable leadership and alliance building skills since 2012. Under her leadership, our organization's community benefit investment has doubled since 2013, totaling more than $5 billion over the past decade. She has forged and fostered community partnerships to help identify and address the many health disparities that exist across Chicago's South. For example, Brenda helped take what was a promising idea, the Southside Healthy Community Organization, and took it from being a promising idea to an actual 501c3 organization. A dozen other healthcare organizations and helping secure nearly $150 million in state funding to help strengthen the Southside's healthcare ecosystem. As University of Chicago Medicine has expanded access and is expanding access to healthcare, Brenda has played a key role in working with community partners to help ensure that our new programs and our new facilities will better serve and meet the needs of the patients. That was true when we developed and opened an adult trauma center in 2018. That is true as we developed and are building an $850 million cancer pavilion. And it's scheduled to open in Hyde Park in 2027. To no one's surprise, Brenda's work with the Bright Star Community Outreach has been transformative, and her unwavering commitment has been a key driver of the various successes that have been achieved. Our partnership with BSCO has flourished under her guidance, and together we have accomplished tremendous things. For instance, with the support of Hyman Milgrom, University of Chicago Medicine was able to award a $740,000 grant to build two state-of-the-art STEAM labs for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And those are laboratories that are in Bright Star Community Outreach's new 68,000 square foot facility. These labs stand as a lasting legacy of Brenda's dedication to fostering opportunity and innovation for the youth in this community. Through her leadership, we've also made substantial progress in achieving our shared goal of creating 5,000 jobs for greater Bronzeville residents and ensuring that economic empowerment is within the reach for all. Brenda was also an advocate in the coordination and success of the Bronzeville Youth Study, where we achieved an impressive 81% response rate from local schools. And that's an extraordinary testament to her ability to engage and inspire the community. From the very beginning, Brenda has been a foundational partner with BSCO, contributing to the launch of the Bronzeville Dream Center, which is now known as the Turn Center. Yeah. Give it up for the Turn Center. And providing visionary leadership that helped shape its impact. In large part, because of Brenda's advocacy, UChicago Medicine has contributed $2.5 million in grant funding to the center and providing a lot of in-kind resources as well. Equally important, Brenda was key in identifying a University of Chicago expert, an expert who helped the center secure $7 million in grant funding from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. You know, the University of Chicago Medicine has always been proud to stand alongside her and BSCO in these efforts. Brenda, I see you right there. Your retirement marks the close of an extraordinary career lasting more than 40 years. But rest assured that your legacy will leave behind such a lasting impact on numerous lives for many years to come. On behalf of the board of the University of Chicago Medical Center, the University of Chicago Medicine team, I want to congratulate Brenda on this well-deserved honor. Because of your work and your leadership, the University of Chicago Medicine is a better and more engaged organization. We are so thankful to be the beneficiary of your visionary leadership and tireless dedication. We are so deeply grateful for everything that you have done, that you've done for the University of Chicago Medicine, that you've done for Bright Star Community Outreach, that you've done for the South Side neighborhood, and what you've done for all of us as we walked alongside you. We wish you the best as you step into an exciting new chapter in your life. Thank you for everything.
Good evening, everyone. Appreciate the opportunity to say a few words on behalf of Northwestern Medicine. I must admit, I'm a little more anxious than I thought. This past Saturday, my daughter got married, so I was the father of the bride. And I figured that would be the moment I'd be most anxious. But I must admit, with this audience, with the relationship we have with Bright Star, I also feel that same sense of anxiety. And in part, I think it's because of the pride we all feel. First of all, Brenda, I would also say on behalf of Northwestern Medicine, we appreciate you. The relationship with you and Posh and the things that we've done have been remarkable. So we also share the pride in what you've accomplished for the city of Chicago. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Bright Star and Pastor Harris on really 15 years of unbelievable dedication to the communities that Pastor Harris serves and the work that he's done. Northwestern Medicine is proud for nearly a decade worth of partnership with Bright Star, and we are better because of our relationship with Pastor Harris. Pastor Harris introduced me to John Maxwell. If you don't know John Maxwell is a leading author and an expert in leadership. And John Maxwell says, there are three qualities a leader must exemplify to build trust. It's competence, it's connection, and it's character. Those three characteristics, competence, connection, and character, are traits of Pastor Harris. And Pastor Harris has these qualities, and he and his team have taught us at Northwestern Medicine so much about what it means to work with communities. And that's a key point, working with communities. So Pastor Harris has made us better and made us more engaged in the things that we can do. The incredible work at the Turn Center has been meaningful, particularly as we help address critical mental health challenges and reduce violence, obviously an area of focus. Through their role as an employer partner, Bright Star has worked very close with us to identify recruited talented individuals to come to work at Northwestern Medicine. And equally important, he has connected us with the next generation at DuSable High School, who has now participated in our Scholars Program, to be able to educate the next generation of young people on what it means to participate in healthcare. At its heart, Bright Star is a convener, right? The evidence that Northwestern Medicine is taking part with the University of Chicago and all of you here, what Bright Star does is bring us all together to do the right things and to support this great organization. With Bright Star continuing to bring us together, I am eternally optimistic about our future and the future of Chicago. And to share that optimism, it's a great pleasure to now introduce and an honor to introduce the Mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson.
Good evening, Chicago. How do you all feel this evening? So, with this consistent weather that has been perfect in Chicago, you either can blame me for the perfect weather or the God that Pastor Chris Harris serves. Either or, I still get credit because I also serve that same God. And it's really a testament of who we are as a people to see this multicultural, intergenerational space coming together for such a critical time as this. I do appreciate you, Howard, for your leadership, and I look forward to having further conversations in the future. But it is really great to recognize that the Bright Star community outreach work could not be possible without great leaders. So again, to the CEO, Pastor Chris Harris, and the Love You Too, and to the Executive Director, Lucretia Kindred, your hard work and your leadership is truly paying off. You know, I also want to recognize and thank all of the elected officials and business leaders that are here this evening. You know, it's a great moment to at least reflect back on what it took to get here over the course of these last 15 years. And if anyone knows anything about leadership, the journey to get to a place where people finally recognize and see your heart, that road that is traveled is not easy. And since 2009, it's been Bright Star Community Outreach that has worked to uplift and empower residents, building community through impactful services and resources. And that comes with a great deal of responsibility, but truly you are helping so many residents thrive, giving them better access to the resources and education and healthcare that they truly deserve. And that is why Bright Star is so important to not only the Bronzeville community, but to the city of Chicago as a whole. You know, as a descendant of slaves, there were 5 demands that our ancestors had: education, housing, healthcare, jobs, transportation. I added a friendly amendment, and that would be environmental justice. And what Bright Star Community Outreach is doing now with over 140 employees, serving 50,000 residents, I have no doubt that Bright Star is living out the dreams and hopes and aspirations of our ancestors. And we know this to be true and important work because elected officials, business leaders, educators, people of all different backgrounds are coming together, and there's only one uniting force that can do such a thing, and that is the power of love. And that is why it is truly my honor to give a special shout out to all of this year's deserving honorees for your ongoing efforts and your indelible contributions in showing the greatest gift to humankind, and that is the gift of love through your service. And once again, my most sincere congratulations to Pastor Chris Harris and to this entire organization. You know, the words of Jesus the Christ, my father would often quote him this way. He would say that we know the price, but we don't know the value. I thought he would say that because he was just a stingy human being and did not want me to enjoy my life. But I better understand it now, because he would always follow it up with, where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And it is very evident that the heart of the people are gathered together in this room through the critical investments that you are making to build a better, stronger, much safer Chicago. So God bless the honorees, God bless Bright Star, and God bless the greatest freaking city in the world, the city of Chicago. Thank you all very much. Good evening.
Can we give Mayor Brandon Johnson another round of applause? I am so thankful and excited about everyone that is in this room. We have the privilege of being joined by many of our partners, but also a lot of our sponsors are here in the room. And we could not make this beautiful evening happen without many of them. So thank you to Northwestern, to University of Chicago, to 300 South Riverside, to Third Millennium Group, to 540 West Madison, to Progressive Church. And you're going to hear me saying names all night. We have a lot of support, which it takes support to do the work, right? So we are so excited to get started. So you are here, you're free to stay on the patio. You can go inside. There's a whole another area for you to enjoy. Their food and drinks will continue to be served. I am going to ask Pastor Meeks if you can come forward. And he's going to bless us with the invocation. And right after that, please feel free to go inside, enjoy. There will be music, there will be more food, continue to mingle and have a good time. Hopefully everyone is enjoying themselves. Pastor Meeks, if you can bless us.
Did you just ask me to pray for 25 minutes?
No.
Okay. Let's bow our heads. Our Father and our God, we are grateful to you for all of your loving kindness and your great mercy. We thank you for so many things. We thank you for this great weather, and we thank you for Bright Star. We thank you for Pastor Chris Harris and the entire team and all of the work that they continue to do to lift up Chicago and Chicagoland. We pray tonight that you would bless all of us who've gathered together to wish them well. We pray that you would bless the food that we're about to receive, and we pray that you would continue to bless us as we go forth into a festive evening. We love you and we praise you, and it is in your name we pray. Amen.
Hey everybody, I tell folks all the time, you better stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Bless you, Pastor Mike. Listen, we here at the Turn Center, and can I tell you something? Something amazing happened on yesterday. We were able to host the Secretary of Transportation for the United States of America. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg stopped by along with our Congress people, along with all of our senators, our amazing leaders in the community on the political level, civic level, and the business level. I'm super excited about what we have done here at the Turn Center. And can I tell you, we're thinking bigger. We're thinking much broader. We're thinking what's next, what's now, and can I tell you, how can we change the trajectory that our community is on? Listen, we repurposed Carter G. Woodson School, a 68,000 square foot facility, and made it the Turn Center. TURN is an acronym for the Urban Resilience Network. We have reactivated this building. And here's what I tell people: say nothing about violence and trauma until you do something about violence and trauma. Secretary Buttigieg, along with many of these other civic leaders, got a chance to come and see the amazing work that young people like these folks in this room are doing around violence prevention. I mean, these young people by themselves are working on a project to say, how can we address violence prevention? There was no way we weren't going to bring the secretary and all of these great leaders and into this building and not show them our health and wellness department. Listen, we got folks in this room that are committed to addressing the social determinants of health. So they got a chance to learn what we're doing and the various programs. These folks are thinking every single day on how we can enable our community to live and live well. 68,000 square feet of space. And not only are we in here, we're going to invite at least 25 other community-based organizations that serve our community to come in this space with us. If you know a good program, if you know a good organization that's looking for space, tell them to reach out to us, because we believe that we are better together. We need your support. You can donate, you can volunteer, or you can simply just share this video to let people know that Bright Star Community Outreach is rocking this thing and making sure that we provide prevention and intervention services. Folks are in here every single day doing the great work of violence prevention, trauma counseling, and all the other things that are happening in our community. And I got to tell you, I'm super duper excited about it. We are looking forward to continuing to not only develop people and develop programs, but also how do we redevelop our greater Bronzeville community? Please go to our website, brightstarcommunityoutreach.com, to learn a little bit more about what we're doing and jobs that are available. We are pumped up about this work, and clearly other collaborators are coming to the table to say, how can we do this great work together? Stay tuned, but listen, more than getting informed, here's what we need you to do. Get inspired enough to get involved. In Chicago, More than 7,000 people have been murdered since January of 2012. And that doesn't even include those who have been shot or wounded. The reason we do the work that we do is we ask the question, who did or does the trauma counseling for those families, whether it be the victim's family or the perpetrator's family? My friends, in most cases, nobody. Because typically black and brown people don't really go to counseling for 4 reasons. They don't know, trust, or think they can afford counseling. And then number 4, the stigma. Nobody wants to be labeled crazy. But they still come and talk to people like me, the faith leader. So I'm not that smart. The Lord told me while I was in Israel and found Natal, a trauma counseling center that serves everybody in that entire region. While I was in Tel Aviv, he said, I want you to bring this model that you found in Israel and bring it back to Bronzeville. Because black and brown people, again, don't go to counseling for the 4 reasons. They don't know, trust, think they can afford counseling. And then the stigma. And so since then, we partnered with Northwestern, University of Chicago, United Way, and so many others. And here is something that you can clap for, but please don't talk afterwards, because that's where the moment of silence is. We have touched more than 50,000 people with our trauma counseling work. So while we know the governor is coming and we're going to do a program, and I need you all to know that it's going to be a turn up tonight. We're going to party in here tonight. And we're going to have a wonderful time. But I will only ask you, if you are present, be present. Because the work that we do is life-changing, life-saving work. So in acknowledgement of all the 7,000 plus people who have been murdered in Chicago over the last 12 unfortunate years, please keep in mind those mothers, those fathers, those brothers, those sisters who had to attend the funerals of their loved ones. Please keep in mind all of those who could not attend funerals in 2020, 2021, some in 2022. So please, as quiet as you can, if you'll bow your heads and let's have a moment of silence. So as we get ready to start this program, I would ask that you please be present, pay attention, because we only have you tonight until the next time that we have you. So please, if you can, be respectful and allow the folks, many of them who couldn't be here tonight because they are employees who do Safe Passage, but can't afford the kind of ticket that you all have so graciously purchased. Many of them are watching online, and to me, the greatest people in our organization are not just the executives, but those who are the Safe Passage workers and standing out there every single day. Come on, y'all do better than that. And some of them are in here tonight. If you're Safe Passage or Business Corridor, raise your hand. Come on, these folks stand outside every day in the cold. Gregory Sane, JD, thank you, CPS. So as we play this video, I know that you can drink a drink and eat your eat and stay quiet. Clap your hands for this video, everybody.
Welcome to the Heart of Change, right here in Greater Bronzeville. At Bright Star Community Outreach, we're not just talking about making a difference, we're doing it. Through our Greater Bronzeville Community Action Plan, we've united over 70 organizations, all driven by a common goal, to uplift and transform our community. And we're just getting started. Here's what we've accomplished together. We're delivering life-changing programs for youth and families, ensuring that every child in Bronzeville has the opportunity to succeed. We're fighting for education equity because every student deserves access to quality education no matter their background. We're building resilience in those affected by trauma and violence, giving them strength to overcome and thrive. And we're opening doors to employment, helping residents find good jobs and build brighter futures. But that's not all. Through our strategic partnerships, we've already provided $624,000 in financial support to 12 incredible organizations. In our first round of funding, 7 organizations received $208,000 to empower parents and engage them at the school level. And we didn't stop there. Our second round of funding brought $416,000 to support in-school programs that focus on mentoring and trauma-related services. Now come on, y'all, who you know doing that? We're looking to the future with hope, collaboration, and commitment to making Greater Bronzeville a more livable, vibrant, and thriving community for all. We're expanding our outreach, bringing in even more partners into the fold, and seeking additional resources to enhance our impact. Together, we're tackling critical issues like mental health, economic development, and education, ensuring our programs stay relevant and effective. This is just the beginning, and we're excited to have you with us on this journey. Together, let's make lasting improvements in Greater Bronzeville and beyond.
Good evening. So my name is CJ, and I have the distinction of being the oldest BSCO employee. Thank you. Now, I'm frequently asked, why aren't you retired? And how did you get to BSCO? And folks, the answer is simple. I was hoodwinked, bamboozled, duped, and you know who did it? The perpetrator is none other than the honoree, Pastor Chris Harris. So Pastor Harris came to me and he said, CJ, I know you were retired. Because see, I was retired for all of 5 months. And he said, I need your help. And I know you're retired, but guess what? If you just come and help me for just a minute, then you can go back to being retired. So I'm going to ask the perpetrator, Sir, how long did you say that I would be working? I need to hear your Church of God in Christ, your voice. 2 months. Yeah. And I know what you're saying. You're saying, CJ, you know he didn't mean that. But I got to push back. Because I believed him. I mean, he's my pastor. If I can't believe my pastor, who can I believe? So fast forward 8 years, 1 month, and 24 days. And I'm here. And I have had the distinct honor of working for an agency whose mission that I respect. I've had a first-hand seat at seeing youth make good decisions, at seeing parents reunited with their families, at seeing returning citizens, not with a prospect of jobs, becoming entrepreneurs and thriving. And so every now and again, I say to the perpetrator, thank you. Thank you for letting me do something that I love. And thank you all for listening to a 76-year-old great-grandmother of 15 share why I love working at BSCO and not being retired. Enjoy your night.
Good evening. My name is Skip Schrayer, and I've had the honor, thank you. I've had the honor to chair the board of BSCO and work with Pastor Harris for the past 12 years. Many thanks to Governor Pritzker and all of you for joining us for our 15th anniversary gala. The work that we've done in Bronzeville has been transformational, but it's also been a re-engagement of the Black and Jewish community. We have worked together to build bridges between our communities. As we all know, these past 12 months have been devastating for our brothers and sisters in Israel and for the Jewish people around the world. I would personally like to thank Pastor Harris and all of our many friends in the Bronzeville community for standing up to hatred and anti-Semitism and terrorism and anti-Israel behavior all of the time, but particularly at this time. I'm sorry that the mayor left, but I did say to him, thank you for your support of Bright Star, but as a leader of the Jewish community as well, your Jewish and pro-Israel constituents feel abandoned and devastated. So you can tell them if you see them. So I want to end by saying Pastor Harris has built an amazing organization that is changing the world. But we need your help tonight, and we need your help ongoing to continue to build and develop and grow. And we're going to take this show on the road. We're doing it in Bronzeville. We can do it all over the city of Chicago, and we can do it all over the country. Thank you very much.
Good evening and welcome to our 15th anniversary gala. My name is Lucretia Kindred and I have the honor of serving as the new Executive Director of Bright Star Community Outreach. I'm thrilled to share the remarkable impact we are making in the greater Bronzeville community and beyond. Our mission is to touch the lives of 68,000 residents, and the progress we've achieved is only possible because of supporters like you. At Bright Star, 3 out of every 10 youth in Greater Bronzeville actively participate in our programs. Through mentoring, trauma counseling, and workforce development, we are empowering young people with the tools to build brighter futures. Our commitment to the community doesn't stop there. We've enhanced our helpline to provide immediate health and trauma services reaching over 50,000 individuals. This critical resource has been a lifeline, offering timely support in moments of crisis. We've enrolled over 800 students in our out-of-school and after-school youth development and intervention programs, while our helpline advocates assist nearly 1,500 residents each month. Through the Greater Bronzeville Neighborhood Network, we've helped 3,127 residents secure employment. Additionally, our annual community initiatives like Harvest Fest, the Turkey Giveaway, and Toy Drive support over 500 families each year. But our work is far from done. With your continued support, we can expand our reach, enhance our programs, and make an even greater impact. Every contribution directly supports our services, ensuring that more residents receive the care they deserve. Together, we can create a safer, healthier, and more prosperous community. We are strengthening hope and saving lives with a clear vision for Chicago. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to our mission and for being a vital part of this transformative work. I'm Lucretia Kindred, the Executive Director for Bright Star Community Outreach. And I am super excited to have all of you here with us. We've come to a special part of our program. This is the part where we celebrate our partners that have been with us on the sidelines, in the battlefield, making a tremendous impact throughout Chicagoland. We are presenting 4 individuals tonight with our Community Impact Award. So you may be saying, what does it really mean to have community impact? It means that you are making a significant and positive difference in the lives of individuals and groups within a community. It involves actions or initiatives that address key challenges, that improve well-being, and create lasting change. Particularly in the areas such as education, health, economic development, social justice, and quality of life. And I am happy to say that those that we are honoring tonight definitely hold all of those true to heart. So our first honoree is Adam Mizrahi. Adam has over 15 years of experience as a real estate asset manager at Third Millennium Group. He has worked on all aspects of commercial real estate transactions. He has led sustainability and lead certification programs. Adam is purely a brilliant mind with an equally luminous heart. When he met Pastor Harris at APAC conference several years ago, a lifelong friendship was born. They immediately connected on their desire to help their community in Greater Chicago and have since partnered to bring support through internships and programming to the Chicago South Side. Adam, I'm going to ask you to make your way to the stage. Adam lives by the ethos to do better each day and carries the motto with him through all of his efforts, personally and professionally. Thank you, Adam. It brings me so much joy to call you family. Thank you for answering my calls. We are so proud to work with you and all that you've accomplished. Congratulations.
All right. Oh boy, I'm not holding that. You hold it. Thank you so much, Pastor Harris. I am truly honored to be here tonight, and I'd like to thank, to begin by just expressing my gratitude for Bright Star Community for the recognition and the privilege to accept this award on behalf of myself and my father and everybody at Third Millennium Group, and my lovely wife, who puts up with all my shit. So, with that, I want to tell a little story about how I first met Pastor Harris about 11 years ago. What's that? Getting that mic small? Okay. So, the day I met Pastor Harris, he was the keynote speaker and the singer at a conference in Washington, D.C., APAC. And he sang the national anthem and the Hatikva, which is the song of hope and the Israeli national anthem, in front of thousands of people. I hope so. He's a wonderful singer. And then, I never thought I would see him again. It's just the keynote speaker. But later that day, I met him and I told him, I don't live in Chicago, but I do business, so, maybe I'll see you one day. And he agreed that although we're not literally neighbors, we're figuratively neighbors. This is the same neighborhood. We both love the city of Chicago, and we love the community of Chicago, and we want to make it great. And I really spend a lot of the time in this city. It's like a second home to me. My son, when they asked him in preschool, what does your dad do for work? He said, he flies to Chicago. So we were both just really dismayed to learn that Chicago had earned this nickname of Chirac. It's terrible. We got to change that. So Pastor Harris challenged me to do something about that. And I asked him a simple question. I said, neighbor, how can I help? And he told me about his dream for the Turn Center and his trip to Israel and what he learned in Tel Aviv and the Natal Center for Trauma and Resiliency. And then he brought it back to Chicago and explained how gun violence, just like terrorism, destroys whole families, not just the victims. And he asked me if we could work together. I said, sure, what do you want me to do? And he said, well, can we give jobs to kids in our community that need somebody to give them that first chance, that first internship, that one where you write on your resume, what experience you got? I got none. And I said, yeah, it sounds easy, no problem. Let's do it. So we started working together on the one summer internship program with Chicago. It's a great program. I encourage you all to get involved. We started dreaming together to build a better Chicago and to build the Turn Center. And in the process, we became more than neighbors. We became friends. And like all friends, we've been through good times, we've been through bad times. We've seen our interns graduate from college. One, Jatasia Herring, two-time intern. She was a Buckeye, University of Ohio. She should be in law school right now, if I'm not mistaken. And there was a grandmother from Pastor Harris's community called my father when her son graduated from college. And she said to him in tears, I want to thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving my son an internship and giving him that chance. It motivated him, and now he's graduating from college. It was during COVID, so she couldn't go to the graduation, but she wanted to know that what we did here mattered. And we've also had bad times. We've mourned the passing of our mutual friend, Dennis Deere. And, we've been through COVID together, like everything. So, this year, both Pastor Harris and I had an extra reason to be thankful because we were both almost in the wrong place at the wrong time. I was with my family on October 7th in Israel when Hamas attacked, raping and murdering thousands of people. And last month, I want you to know, my friend Pastor Harris narrowly dodged a bullet when he was at a park celebrating a church picnic. Well, we won't let that stop us. The atrocities of October 7th won't stop the Israeli people from living their life, for dreaming for hope, for a better future. And I know that near miss won't stop Pastor Harris. He's one of the most resilient people I've ever met. He lost his voice. How long? But for how long did he lose it? He lost his voice for 3 months. Can you imagine a guy whose job it is to speak, to preach, to sing, and he loses his voice? It wasn't like a small thing. It was a medical problem. Sorry. With the calling me off. All right, so anyway. That's it. We're here to celebrate our shared values, our community, to work together as friends and neighbors. And I want to thank Doug Farr and the Climate Action Museum for being our partners, hiring people from Pastor Harris's community to give their guided tours. And I want to thank all our supporters, all the donors, everybody who worked so hard to put this night together, Art and Tyler, 300 Riverside team, my wife, and my father. Thank you.
Friends, I am living proof that dreams do come true. Let me take you back 10 years ago to March 2014. Check this out.
In traveling to Israel, I knew I would gain a greater understanding of the Jewish state and its people. But I never, ever expected to find an idea that would help the people in my community. We saw trained therapists working with children and families, redirecting the pain and trauma at its source.
Now that's how the speech started, but let me show you how the speech ended.
Oh, they ready back there. Now you gotta clap your hands real good. Put your hands together. Walk with me. Walk with me. Walk with me. Clap your hands. Walk with me. Come on and walk with me. Walk with me. Jews and blacks. Walk with me. White men, black people. Walk with me. Come on and walk with me. Walk with me. I said walk with me.
I gotta admit, it was an exciting day. For the first time, the new leadership of Bright Star Community Outreach met with the new leadership of the American Friends of Natal, came together in the Turn Center, walked them through our behavior health department, where our trauma helpline, based on the Natal model in Israel, was able to now touch 50,000 people. Unbelievable. In addition to that, walk them through our health and wellness department, our workforce development department, where we provide jobs for more than 4,000 people already. It was an exciting day, planning and thinking about what the next phase is. We are going to replicate this Turn model. We're going to scale it up and take it to other communities and cities. I am extremely excited. Let me just tell you something. Vision is foresight with insight based on hindsight. And our friends have come to the table, Northwestern, University of Chicago, the United Way, St. Bernard, and so many others to partner together to address violence and trauma in Chicago. And guess what? We got results. 17% reduction in shooting, 14% reduction in assault, 10% reduction in robberies. I gotta tell you, the work is working. Go to our website, brightstarcommunityoutreach.com. Learn more. Come on, peruse through the whole website. Learn more about our work. And we don't just want you to get informed, we really need you to get involved. And guess what? We are getting ready to bring this work to a city and a community near you. If you're interested, look at the information on the screen, follow up with us, and guess what? Natal and Bright Star Community Outreach, along with our other partners, are getting ready to take this show on the road. Dreams come true, visions come to pass, and partners collaborate with one specific focus: strengthening hope and saving lives. As a black man, as a black leader, as a black pastor, as a black father, nothing frustrates me more than the image that people try to portray of black people, especially black men and black boys. Say what you wanna, but the reality is there is a small percentage of our city that does crime. And literally 7% of our young people, and I hope some folks that know some of these young people will clap after this, they do an amazing job of being young people in our city. And we have to control the narrative. And I'm getting ready to bring you up, and I'm going to ask that you respect his voice. A young man who we are super proud of came through our program, and he's getting ready to present our governor. And I want y'all to please, so proud of him and looking forward to his future, go crazy for my man 50 grand, Isaiah. Clap your hands for him.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Isaiah Garner, a second-year student at Emory University, currently studying neuroscience and behavior biology on the pre-med track. And my journey here began with a simple voicemail, but it quickly unfolded into a remarkable experience. This organization not only provided me with summer employment, but also opened doors to invaluable real-world experience. They have offered college resources, facilitated interactions with esteemed guest speakers who are leaders and innovators in their respective fields, and provided essential tools for financial literacy. Above all, they have instilled in me a renewed sense of hope for my future as a neurosurgeon and full-time minister. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude and admiration to Pastor Chris Harris, whose dedication has made a profound impact on this community. His work continues to uplift and bless thousands every day and has personally reinforced my faith in God's plan for my life. Thank you, sir. I am so deeply grateful to Mrs. Lucretia Kindred, Ms. Shar, Ms. Wakenda, and Christian for their kindness and support throughout my time here this summer. Lastly, I wish to acknowledge the two pillars in my life, my mother, Lanaya Garner, and my grandmother, Beverly Jackson. I love them dearly. Thank you all for being a part of my incredible journey. Now for the main course of the evening. Tonight, we are honored to be joined by a leader who is deeply committed to making Illinois and our great city of Chicago a better place for all of us. Governor J.B. Pritzker. Our governor has dedicated his leadership to advancing opportunities in education, healthcare, economic development, and social justice. His vision aligns with the very heart of what brings us together this evening, creating lasting change, building stronger communities, and ensuring that every person has a chance to thrive. Under Governor Pritzker's leadership, we've seen bold investments in our state's future, from expanding to quality healthcare to fostering economic growth that benefits all neighborhoods, not just a select few. He has been an advocate for addressing the root causes of inequity, making strides in affordable housing, job creation, and public safety, issues that matter deeply to everyone in this room tonight. We are all here because we believe in the power of collective action and philanthropy to transform our communities. It is a privilege to have with us tonight a leader who shares that belief and works tirelessly to create a more just, equitable, and vibrant Chicago. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker and personal hero of mine, Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. I love walk-on music. I had walk-on music. That's terrific. Thank you. Well, first of all, let's give it up again for Isaiah. Well, good evening. Oh, you can do better than that. Good evening. Love it. I am truly honored to be among you and to celebrate such a tremendous organization. For 12 years, Bright Star Community Outreach has provided life-changing support for those in need, and it has stood as a beacon of hope for our community and our families, and served as a beacon of hope for our most vulnerable Chicagoans. Now, I'm grateful every day for the partnership of Bright Star, and I'm exceptionally proud to be part of this gala tonight. First and foremost, I want to recognize our great pastor, Chris Harris. He is a true son of Chicago. He has dedicated his life to giving back to the community that raised him and has put his relentless drive and unmatched passion into helping Chicago realize its full potential. Pastor Chris, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Bless you. And I want you to know I will always be your friend. Bright Star understands that so many of the problems that our communities are facing, violence, poverty, crime, stem from years of underinvestment that have created a void of resources and opportunity. We cannot achieve the great things that we want for Chicago or for the state of Illinois when there are people for whom basic needs are not met, where jobs are not available, or when there is nowhere else to turn. Bright Star has dedicated itself to providing an equal opportunity for everyone to not just survive, but to thrive. Since 2017, Bright Star has provided behavioral health and trauma counseling to more than 50,000 people. Yeah. In communities where the trauma of violence and stress too often goes untreated, this work has been life-changing. It has reached thousands of youth annually through programs aimed to inspire and uplift them, offering educational and employment opportunities in science, technology, engineering, and the arts. This model not only improves academic outcomes, but it opens up doors for future employment for so many. Thousands of children have been introduced to new career paths they never dreamed of, and given the skills that they need to pursue those dreams. In underserved areas where more than 80% of people have challenges in accessing healthcare, Bright Star has partnered with Northwestern and University of Chicago Medicine to connect them with the care that they need. That includes the creation of the Bronzeville Outpatient Care Center, a crucial lifeline for this community. And I'm only scratching the surface of the incredible programming that's provided, which gets to the root of so many crucial areas, from economic empowerment to behavioral health to education and beyond. BSCO's community collaborative work has translated into a 14% reduction in robberies, a 10% drop in aggravated assaults, a 17% drop in shootings in the specific areas they serve. Thank you. Thank you. Those results speak for themselves and offer us a model for violence prevention that can be replicated in communities, not just across the state of Illinois, but across the entire nation. As governor, I've made it my mission to stand up for our most vulnerable communities and our most vulnerable people. Investing in education and infrastructure, bringing jobs and economic opportunity, bringing greater safety and protection to communities facing the greatest burdens. None of that is possible without the reach of organizations like Bright Star and the dedication of individuals like all of you. In my line of work, it's easy to get discouraged when lives don't improve as fast as we wish them to, or when we can't muster the collaboration that we need to make real change. But nights like tonight, being around so many of you who have given so much to make our city and our world a better place, it is hard not to feel optimism. I think Daniel Burnham would have loved Chris Harris. They both lived by the credo, make no little plans. In the coming years, know that you all have a friend running state government, and especially Bright Star and Chris Harris, who thinks big like you do, like I do. and who is just as committed to addressing these challenges as all of you are. I want to thank you all for being here, for supporting this great organization, for believing in a brighter future for Chicago. And I'm so very, very proud to be your partner and look forward to continuing our work together and to accomplish even more great things ahead. Thank you all very much.
Y'all give it up for the greatest governor all over the United States of America. Illinois, are you in the house? Now listen, y'all know me by now, and y'all know I will change your program in a minute. So I'll ask you all, please don't create chaos as the governor is walking out. Please remain present because we want to make sure we keep the program focused. And I want to get you all home that want to go home. And I want to get to the party for those of y'all that want to party tonight. Because after this, it is a turn up sure enough for the after party right in this room. I'm going to ask y'all to do me a favor. I'm shifting the program a bit. Clap for all of my honorees coming up right now. Brenda Battle, come on. Posh Charles, come on. J.D. Chow, come on. We've already celebrated Adam. And I want to do this very quickly while we have your attention. Let me be honest with you. Were it not for our partnership with Chicago Public Schools. CPS, are y'all in the house? Come on. Watch this. Were it not for our partnership with University of Chicago Medicine, you Chicago Medicine, are y'all in the house? I see you waving your hand. And were it not for our first partner at the table, Northwestern Medicine. Northwestern, are y'all in the house? I see y'all all over the room. We would not have been able to accomplish what we've accomplished. Now hear my heart when I tell you this. Having these CEOs here, having the staffers here, most of y'all don't realize, but nonprofits struggle to survive. And were it not for all of these partners coming up to be the scaffolding to hold us up, not only give us financial capital, but human capital, sit there, executives on our board, come to our steering committees, come to our operations committees. And let me be honest with you all, the trauma helpline that I've been able to build with our team, I've had to call it many times because these folks that are behind me, they're also my big sisters and big brother, literally. And they don't mind getting me together. And they are my mentors and my family members. And I want you to hear the things that they have to say. And they'll go back to back, and then we'll give them these awards. But I want to personally say, thank you. I love you. I'm grateful for you because we would not be at 140 employees were it not for these institutions and these individuals. We would not have the data that we have, and we would not be where we are on this trajectory to go even higher. And here's the good news. What we've done here, our plan is to replicate our model across the city of Chicago and beyond. And we are excited about it. For the first couple of minutes, we give this great honor. Go crazy. If it wasn't for this woman, Chicago would not be as safe as it is. Hundreds of thousands of students. Go crazy for my sister from another mister, J.D. Chow, CPS.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing? I'm going to be real fast. I know we're trying to stay on program. I have to thank Pastor Chris Harris. I know everybody's got a story. How did I meet Pastor Chris Harris? I just have to say, the first time I met him, and those of you who know him, there's not going to be a surprise. First time I met him, he was yelling at me. He was yelling at me. I was district 2 weeks, and he was the chairman of the Bronzeville CAC, the Community Action Council. And he's like, it's not safe. Do you remember that? That's right. Yeah. And he's like, who's running safety and security right now for the district? I'm like, me? And that was a start of a beautiful relationship. And so I have to say, all these years, 13 years, going into 14 years, he has been by my side. He runs through Bright Star our Safe Passage program. He's one of our Choose to Change partners, which is a high-touch mentoring program. So grateful for him. Thank you. While I'm up here really quickly, I also want to thank my CEO, Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez has been our rock at the district. And I have to say this so clearly. I have been here 13 years. I've been through 7 superintendents, you guys. It's a lot. But Pedro has been my rock. He's been our district's rock. And I just want to say in front of all of you good people, Pedro, we need you, we stand with you, and everything you do for us, we are so grateful. So please let me say thank you to Pedro. I also have to thank my CPS family here. I'm going to name them really quickly. Ronan Shablesky, my deputy, Tony Copeland, Kim Watson, our chief of staff, Gregory Sain, who runs our Safe Passage program, Kylie Kodvachek, who runs our whole school safety team, and Megan Hogard, who's my partner and everything, and Kim Yanadavni, who runs a background check, and Jamel Chambers right over there. You guys, this district would not be run without them keeping our children safe. I share this award with them. And then the last thing, and I'll turn it right back, I got to thank my husband, Tom. For those of you who know, yes, guys, I am married. People don't know because we spend so much time working, and I have to say thank you to him. We've been together. He's my life partner for 25 years. It's a long time. He's put up with me. He tolerates the never-ending phone calls we get every night, every weekend, every holiday. He does that. And I'll just say, to the governor's point earlier, every time we lose a child, everyone just know it touches all of us. Many of them are children I've personally mentored. Somebody has mentored that child. Somebody loves that child. And so when we see these children in the news, just remember they're people. It shouldn't happen to anyone. And so that's why this work is so important. I have a lot more I want to say, but I'm going to turn it back in the interest of time and to say thank you, everyone, for being here tonight and supporting Bright Star Community Outreach and Pastor Harris. And all of you, thank you. Good evening.
Listen, we're moving fast. From the University of Chicago Medicine, Miss Brenda Battle. Y'all make some noise as we honor her tonight.
So first of all, I want to thank Pastor Harris for this amazing honor. Just the opportunity to be here with my colleagues, with my friend, Posh Charles, who I started this work with 12 years ago. But before I do that, I do want to thank my colleagues at the University of Chicago Medicine and my friends who are out here with me tonight. Please wave our chair, our chair of our board of trustees, our leadership, Ken Polanski and Lydia Polanski. Thank you so much for coming out to this event. Thank you to my husband, who is a major supporter of mine. I have to tell you the story about me meeting Pastor Harris. When I came to Chicago 12 years ago, I'm a pastor's kid. So I knew that when I came to a new city, the first thing I had to do was go to the community that I thought would give me the greatest support in transitioning into a new city. So I went to the faith community, called them all, scheduled meetings with them to say, look, I need 2 things from you. I need you to pray for me as I start this work in this city. And then I need you to introduce me to the people in this city that I need to know to be able to do the work that I need to do in this city. The first pastor that sat down with me to talk to me was Pastor Chris Harris. And when I met him, I knew he was somebody super special. He talked to me about his vision, about what he'd been doing with Bright Star Community Outreach. And this was getting to the core of who I was. And then he mentioned his dream of starting what was then called the Dream Center, ultimately became the Turn Center, to really focus areas at his work on reducing violence and providing hope and giving counseling to individuals that needed counseling, either who had already been in trauma or potentially could have been engaged in some type of violence or trauma. I knew then, as a pastor's kid, that this was more than just someone that's dreaming. I felt like, from my worldview perspective, that was a God-given vision, and that vision had to be supported. And I was so grateful to be able to take that back to my institution, to the University of Chicago Medicine. At that time, Ken Polanski was the dean and Sharon O'Keefe was the president. And they immediately said, yes, we want to support this. And I'm thrilled that our current leadership dean, Mark Anderson, and our president, Tom Jackowitz, continues to support the work of Bright Star Community Outreach. And I'm not going to be long. I'm going to say this last thing. Pastor Harris has said to Pasha and I over and over, if you think it's hard to get preachers to do things together, it's really hard to get two academic medical centers to do things together. From the beginning of this work together, Northwestern Medicine and the University of Chicago have worked hand in hand to help to ensure the success of Bright Star Community Outreach. And we gave not only our financial support, but we gave our time, our talent, and our treasure to make sure that this was a successful endeavor. And thanks be to God, that's exactly what it's turned out to be. So thank you, Pastor Harris, for this honor. Thank you for your friendship, and thank you for your love, and thank you for all of you for coming out to support this amazing event. God bless you all.
At the heart of our community, the Health and Wellness Department at Bright Star Community Outreach is making a lasting impact. Through community conversations and collaborations, we're addressing critical social determinants of health, such as access to health care, advocacy, and preventive care, to empower residents and to improve their overall well-being. Our COVID-19 relief efforts have been significant, with over 15,000 vaccines administered and 250 residents enrolled in the NIH RECOVER study on long COVID. We're co-authoring research with the NIH and co-hosting a long COVID summit with leading experts from the Chicago Department of Public Health, Harvard, and other institutions. At BSCO, culturally competent health education is a cornerstone of our outreach. Our Clergy and Clinicians series, in partnership with Northwestern Medicine, has reached over 100,000 viewers, addressing disparities in COVID-19, heart disease, mental health, and more. Our work is data-driven and evidence-based, aiming to close Chicago's life expectancy gap by addressing chronic diseases, mental health, and violence. With over 900 health assessments completed, our initiatives such as Ignite Your Health and the Think Pink Women's Health Initiative are empowering community members with impactful lifestyle changes. And guess what? Our work, it is published. Our violence prevention efforts, featured in the Journal of Preventive Science, has led to a 14% reduction in robberies, a 10% drop in aggravated assaults, and a 17% decrease in shootings in our area. For over a decade, Northwestern Medicine and UChicago Medicine have been significant partners in this work, providing legal, financial, and structural support, and even placing their executives on our board. We are also proud of our partnership with St. Bernard Hospital. Additionally, Bright Star Community Outreach is at the forefront of community-based research projects with institutions such as the University of Illinois Chicago and Rush Hospital. At Bright Star Community Outreach, we're not just talking about change, we're making it happen. So join us in creating a healthier, safer community for all.
I'm going to ask all of you all, look in the center of your table, even those that are way in the back, and there is an unlit candle. Put it in your hand. Shh, please. Those candles represent people who are no longer here. Would you light those candles now? Everybody should have a candle in their hand. Hold those candles in your hand. Even those that are back there, Elijah, where they have those candles, all the way in the back. Please, staff, make sure everybody, even if they got a chicken wing in their hand, I want a candle in the other one. Now listen. I want you to look someone in the eye and say nothing about Chicago, violence and trauma, until you do something about Chicago, violence and trauma. I want you to hear this. And I'll wait for the people in the back. And we'll wait. God gives vision. And then whenever he gives vision, he makes provision. But then we have to ask him to help us with the division. When I had my first meeting with a gentleman who I thought was the dean of the hospital, named Dean Harrison, I shared with him my vision of wanting to do trauma counseling through faith and community leaders. And not only did he believe in it, he became my mentor. And then he introduced me to a gentleman and put him on our board. And this brother became my big brother and one of my closest thought partners. I'm grateful for our board at Bright Star Community Outreach. I'm super grateful for our kitchen cabinet, Skip, board chair, Posh, at that time Leif, and now Dr. Franklin Kosige. And whenever I have something that is beyond my educational capacity, I come and talk to brothers like this one. And Northwestern was the first partner in. And then Brenda Bowder was like, listen, we ain't letting them join in and we ain't at the table too. And it's been a love fest since then. But this brother, my brother from another mother, has helped to shape me, just like Brenda, personally, professionally, and pastorally. I'm proud to present this award to one of my greatest friends. Y'all clap for Posh Charles as he comes.
So I will make this brief because I know we're up against an open bar and getting home this evening. But I want to just tell you what a joy it's been to be part of this organization, this board, for the last 10 plus years. Skip Schreier, I have learned so much from you. And the rest of the board has been tremendous. And if you look at the progress in just 10 short years of what we've accomplished, who we convened, I mean, to think about the two leading academic medical centers in the city of Chicago working together day in, day out. Brenda, I'm going to miss you, but I'm going to continue to call you. It has been a real honor. And when I think about Bright Star, I think about it as my family. We fight, we argue, but it's always in love. It's always in love for each other, and first and foremost, it's in love for this community. Any good family convenes other people to the table. It's a big table. And I've seen hundreds of organizations convened by Bright Star that Bright Star will also fund to make sure they feel like they have a rightful place at the table. And as I think about families that are the cornerstone of our neighborhood, that house, that cool house that you want to be in, that is Bright Star Community Outreach. And they are poised to grow and serve more people. So if you're here and you've supported Bright Star, thank you. If you're looking for ways to support Bright Star, it is super simple. You can give of your treasure with a donation this evening, but you can give of your time. In the 10 years that we've been working as a board, so many professionals at law firms, accounting firms, architectural firms, construction firms have stepped up to bring their firm to the table to do pro bono work for Bright Star, and that has been huge. And then please, if you can't do those two things, be an advocate for this work. When you hear people say we need more programs, just ask the question, but which one? So these are the programs. And before I wrap up, I just want to thank two other families. My Northwestern Medicine family, I love you guys. I can never buy you enough lunch just to thank you for the times I've called you to support Bright Star, and you've always stepped up to do that. So I thank you. You've truly made me better as well, so thank you. And finally, no offense, Pastor Chris, but my favorite family of all, my amazing wife, Michelle, who we should be given an award to for putting up with me for 30 plus years of marriage. And my two daughters, Priya, my oldest daughter, is here, and my youngest daughter is at school and hopefully watching. They've both been Bright Star volunteers over the years and really have heard me rant about this work for a really, really long time. So thank you very much, and please consider joining the Bright Star family.
There's a sister. Those candles, I'm asking you, hold your candle up again. Elder Todd, tell them in the back, hold their candle up. And I want you to ask yourself as you leave here, whose light are you responsible for keeping lit? Whose light, Adam, are you responsible? Thank you, Mallet, please, keeping lit. I want to personally thank University of Chicago because my father, who struggled with alcoholism most of his life, almost died last year. He had 2 heart attacks on September 11th. And I took him out of the hospital he was in, and because of the University of Chicago, and because they cared about him so much, he's alive today. And I want to say thank you. And I called Northwestern, but check it out. It was too far for my dad to get. And imagine how many times people get shot in this city and they die because most of the hospitals in the area of black communities are on hospice themselves. And that's why I'm grateful that UFC have bought more access to quality health care north of Bronzeville. That's why I'm grateful that Northwestern has bought a $100 million hospital in Bronzeville on Cottage Grove. That's why I'm grateful. And we sit at those tables and partner with them. And here's what we tell Northwestern and the University of Chicago. It's the black metropolis. It's Bronzeville.
We don't really need white people to helicopter in and save us. Give us the training, the tools, and the resources. We're pretty resilient. Black people built this country for free. We will save ourselves. And the work needs to be done, and it needs to be owned by us, driven by us, and led by us, but not just us. And so we take quality health care, access to great educational achievement very seriously. Listen, my father, who was an alcoholic at the time, raped my mother to get her pregnant with me. And my mother was going to abort me. But the pastor of the church, Bright Star, that I took over 25 years ago, told her, don't abort him. God has a plan for his life. And who but God knew that 25 years later, I would become his successor and now be the pastor of that church. And this year, I celebrate 25 years of being a pastor. And I want to tell you that I'm grateful because now that father, I take care of him. Because the Bible didn't tell me to honor my mother and my father if they're honorable. It said honor them. And I honor him today, and I love my biological father, but the pastor of the church was the only father I know. That's why people like Isaiah is so important to me. The young man who presented the governor. Because now I'm the pastor of that church, and it's my job to pay it forward. And tonight I also honor, because she's here and she's sharp as a tack, my mama, who is here. Mama, please stand. You can't miss her with that church hat. Go on with your bad self. Oh, here we go. Y'all give it up for my mama. All right. Skip, she don't know how to act at all. I said, Mom, you don't have to wear no hat. She said, oh no, they're going to see me tonight, baby. I'm the cause of you being here. But let me say this. I want you to hear me. You have a responsibility to keep somebody else's candle lit. And Bright Star Community Outreach, we strengthen hope and save lives. As you have that candle in your hand, do me a favor. Somebody at the table become a captain. Ask everybody to put one of those cards in their hand. Make sure everyone gets one. Now hold up that card. Hold up that card. That giving card. Now listen. I want you to hear me good. These kinds of rooms, you almost spend as much money to do the event as you raise with the tickets. But tonight, what I hope you will do, I hope you will connect a candle to a card. And I hope you will become an annual partner to say, yes, I came to the gala. I dressed up and I looked real good, but I believe in the work that you all are doing. I hope that you will connect a candle to a card and say, there's an Isaiah that needs my support. There's a Jessica that needs my support. And everybody focuses on intervention. How do we stop the shooters? But we focus on prevention. How do we make sure they never become a shooter? How do we mentor them and put them on the right path? And were it not for Dr. James Stovall, I wouldn't be here tonight, and you wouldn't be here tonight. So now I am that pastor, and I'm asking you to become a partner. Connect the candle to a card. When you go home and you think about that candle, don't forget about that card. Because it is that card and you following up and allowing us to follow up with you that will allow us to do what we do.
So I pray that you will consider becoming a partner as an annual giver, because most grants give you just enough to do the work. And our work has built a collaborative. And grants tend to make nonprofits pit against each other because it's like the old school hungry hippos game. You throw a marble out there and everybody tries to snatch it. One gets it and the other mouths are empty. But I'm grateful for the 70 plus school-based, community-based, faith-based organizations that partner with us. And they are the reason that we have what we have. Let's all say connect a candle to a card. Now I'm specifically asking those of you all that didn't pay anything to get in tonight. I want y'all to make sure you donate. Don't come here tonight and just be a receiver. I hope that you would be a giver. I want to bring up my mentor, a man who helped me to change everything about not only me, but also our community. He was the first person to believe in this work. And as the CEO of that time of Northwestern Medicine, he went on a blind date with me and wrote a $250,000 check and said, Chris, I believe in you. Clap your hands for Dean Harrison.
Wow, what an evening, and I'm so happy to be here to celebrate with all of you. And if you'll just give me a few more minutes of your attention, I have the extreme honor and privilege to actually tonight to present the Founders Community Outreach, the Founders Community Impact Award. And the person that's going to receive this, you've been hearing from, but he is incredible, special, and we all want to have the opportunity to hear from him one more time. Before I tell you a little bit about the journey, I also want to congratulate all of tonight's honorees, including my former colleague, Posh Charles. Posh is one of the brightest, most hardworking servant leaders I know, focused on improving each and every person's health and well-being. Congratulations, Posh. I'm glad your family's here. So today we gather to recognize a truly remarkable leader and visionary, Pastor Chris Harris, founder and CEO of Bright Star Community Outreach. So 15 years ago, Pastor Harris embarked on a journey to amplify his already sizable impact in the very community where he grew up, Bronzeville. His commitment to the well-being and prosperity of this community has been nothing less than extraordinary. Pastor Harris was introduced to me by the then current mayor. His enthusiasm for Pastor Harris and for his vision was palpable. He called me and said, Dean, you have got to meet Pastor Harris. He is doing great, amazing things in the community. He's someone with a vision. So I called Pastor Harris and we made plans to meet. I remember calling Posh immediately after that meeting to tell him I think this guy may be the real deal. I think he is the real deal. Pastor Harris could be that partner we had been looking for so long to work with us on our Southside community initiatives. Well, that was over 15 years ago, and the rest is, as they say, history. Pastor Harris has dedicated his life to addressing some of the most pressing challenges we face today. Violence in our communities, scarce economic opportunities, inadequate mental health services, homelessness, child safety, and drug abuse. As you've heard many times already tonight, Bright Star's work has reached over 50,000 Chicagoans, making a tangible difference in countless lives. Pastor Harris is not content to stop there. His commitment to collaborative partnership programs is at the heart of his work. He has developed models that provide educational enrichment programs, anti-violence prevention and intervention activities, along with incentives to encourage good student behavior. These initiatives not only offer immediate support, They lay the groundwork for long-term sustainable change. Pastor Harris, your dedication, passion, unwavering commitment to the betterment of our community inspire me and every person's life every person's life you touch. You have shown us what it means to serve with a selfless heart, to lead with vision, and to care deeply for the well-being of others. You embody your life's mission statement, doing what I can, while I can, with what I have, within His will. Today we honor you, we celebrate your achievements, and we thank you for all that you do for so many. May your work continue to flourish, and may your vision for a better, safer, and stronger community become a reality for all of Chicago. Pastor Harris, I am pleased to present you with the Founders Community Impact Award, which after tonight will be renamed the Pastor Christopher T. Harris Sr. Founders Community Impact Award. And I know your mom's proud. I met her earlier. Congratulations. Where are you?
Listen, we get ready to go. I want to acknowledge all of our elected officials in the house. Please raise your hand. Y'all go crazy for our elected officials. Come on, we have our deputy mayors here, our commissioners, come on here. Our aldermen are here, state reps, our political officials. Thank you. This is the biggest and best gala we've ever had. I want to thank all the pastors, faith leaders, and rabbis. Raise your hand. Thank you all so much for coming tonight. Listen, as we get ready to end, and I'm getting ready to bring up just about closing words, President Tony Preckwinkle, who received an award tonight. Now wait, listen. I specifically asked Madam President, Skip, do not come tonight because you're getting honored at another event. Why would you come here? I know you love me. I love you. We good. Get your award. And the next thing I knew, Rabbi Siegel, the president was walking in the door. Now, I'm so grateful she's here. And trust me, if you don't have to leave, we about to turn up and dance for real. But listen to this. I want to say to Tony and also Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton, they were the first two people that I shared my vision with when I came back. And she told me, Chris, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And I want to personally tell her thank you. And I'm asking her to come up and join me because there's another young woman who we're getting ready to present an award to. Now listen, make sure I have your attention at this moment. She has no clue she's about to receive an award. Dean, it's amazing. The award we're getting ready to present, me and the president, we're going to present this award to this young lady. When I first became the pastor, she was the church clerk. And she became my secretary, then my executive assistant. And she started with me when we had nothing. And Elise Barrett is still with me right now. Because Elise, where's Elise Barrett? Come here, girl. I need y'all to go. I want a standing ovation. I want a standing ovation. She had no clue. And
Harris, you look good tonight, baby. She's been with me for 25 years. And I'm excited. Elise, we love you. We appreciate you.
God bless you, my friends. Pastor Chris Harris here. I have the amazing privilege to lead 4 amazing organizations. Bright Star Church Chicago in Bronzeville, St. James Church Chicago in the West Pullman community, Bright Star Community Outreach celebrating our 15th year in existence. But now our CDC is serving our community in an amazing way. Here it is. We are at a shelter, a new arrival shelter here in the greater Bronzeville community that the city asked me to help support with. And since we've taken it over, since June of 2024, we have 225 men that are now in our city, now in our community, and I like to say it like this, now in our family, that we get the privilege to serve. And now leading this shelter allows us to serve humanity in the way that the Bible tells us to serve. Since June 2024, when we took over this shelter, we have had the opportunity to partner with other agencies to increase the quality of life of these individuals who are put in a position where they have to stay here. And guess what? That's what serving humanity is all about. Our team has worked really, really hard to make sure that we increase the quality of life for the individuals that are living here in this shelter. And thank God for folks who also believe in this vision to say we should serve humanity. We've updated the security. We have updated the technology and giving them access to information that they would need to be able to navigate the different systems in our awesome city. Listen, our incredible team has vision to literally update everything, including food service. It's amazing how they have adapted and caused everything to get a whole lot better. I mean, you're talking about it takes compassion and real vision to make things like this happen. And I'm super excited about how much the people who work here care about the people who are residing here. This is really what it's all about. And we are grateful for all of our partners. Let me tell you, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we cared enough to reach out to some of our friends. I want to thank our friends at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We called them and said, listen, they have asked Bright Star, St. James, to be a part of this work of healing this community. And we said, we need some more help. Our friends came and set us up for a crazy success story. We're showing you the before, but because of the partnership with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, now I'm excited to show you the after. Let me show you what love, compassion, collaboration, partnership, and financial support can do to literally put people on a whole nother level and set their lives at a trajectory where they will be excited about. Look at the after. We are now taking 225 men and putting them into conditions just like this. I want to say thank you to every single person who says, Pastor Chris, I don't just want to get informed, I want to get involved in what you're doing to serve humanity. We encourage you, go to our websites that are on the screen right now and partner with us. Now check this out. The CDC is doing an amazing job because it's powered by St. James Church, by Bright Star Church. But let me tell you, we get to partner with the sister organization, Bright Star Community Outreach, to do the wraparound services. Now, there are many people who say, Pastor Harris, don't you think you're doing too much? Let me tell you, no. I think some people may be doing too little. There are many problems, but we are the solution. There are many questions, but we are the answer. And I think that we have to show up, speak up, and stand up and serve humanity. This is our family. They are part of our community. And the question is, what more needs to be done? We need your help. So please look at the information on the screen, partner with us. And let me just say this, always remember, I'm not doing too much. I'm doing what I can, while I can, with what I have within His will. God bless.
Now listen, we're done. I want to say this. I got to say this because I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be me if I didn't say these closing words. I made up my mind to do more. I made up my mind to do more. Even in this, one of the most challenging seasons of my life, I'm able to see the mountaintop from the valley low. And I'm thankful to God for the work. Because the work that helps keep others alive is the work that keeps me alive. And I think it's important. And I want to say thank you to my family, particularly to my children. Were it not for them giving me the ability to go beyond the borders. My girls are not here. Christiana just had a baby, my second grandson, named Rio. Crystal's not here. She's with my first grandson, named Sebastian. But at least two, I don't know if Chris is here. Did Chris make it? Chris, come up here. My sons are here. Come on up here, you good-looking fellas, quickly. Come on, Christian, hurry up, brother. Oh, you look good, Chris Jr. That's it. Y'all hurry up. And we got to go. These are my sons. And my daughters are watching online, but listen, here's what I want to say. You are looking at Black excellence. And that's what most of our community represent. And all of these great Black men in the room, raise your hand. I wish the news cameras were here, because the only thing they put on camera are Black men committing crimes and doing negative things. But everything that you see on us, all of our videos, all of our websites, everything is my son, Christian Harris. Helping me in the work to do security at the Turn Center, my son, Christian Harris. Chris Jr. My son, Keyshawn, helps run the development department, raising the money. So I want to tell you all and the girls, thank you for lending me to the community. Thank you for the sacrifices you all have made. Thank you because you understood that my presence in the lives of tens of thousands of other people meant my absence in your life. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for joining me in the work. As we get ready to leave here tonight, I want you to know that I know that I'm a Black, smart man, because if I wanted this organization to go to the next level, I needed to give it to someone who can take it further and higher than me. So what makes me a Black, smart man is I gave the company to a Black, smart woman. That's right.
Lucretia, would you come up here? I want y'all to give it up for our new executive director. I asked our board to go on a blind date with me, and trust me. And you, in a matter of months, have taken this work not only to another level, but another dimension. And I want to say thank you. Brenda, where you at? Dean, people always ask me when I travel around the world and do things, they ask me, Pastor Harris, you've accomplished a lot, you've done a lot. What school did you go to? Pastor Charlie Dates, I tell him the truth. I went to Sunday school. That's the truth. Only have one semester of Olive Harvey College, one semester of Moody Bible Institute. And I would always tell people I only have 1 year of college. And the only degrees that I would have are the degrees on my thermometer. But because of the work that I've done, the Erickson Institute last year gave me a doctoral degree because of the work that we've done. I don't let people call me no doctor. I'm just Chris Harris. But I want to tell you and all 140 people who help us to do this work, thank you. You are amazing. Take this thing to the next level and make it better than it ever has been. Clap your hands for all of them. Thank you. I got to go. And we got to go. Tonight you heard about a lot about Israel. A lot about it. And I'm unapologetic about who I am and what I do. And the last time that I went to Israel was during Holy Week. I've been there 8 times. And on this last time that I went, I felt like the man in the middle. I stood on one particular road, and as I looked this way, I looked at a kibbutz and prayed for not only those who were in Israel were murdered by a terrorist group named Hamas, but I also stood at that same road and looked back and prayed for 40,000 people in Gaza who have lost their lives senselessly. I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. Nobody in Gaza should be dying. And hostages should not be held. And nobody should have been killed in Israel. And the same commitment that I have when it comes to violence locally, I have it nationally and internationally. I think a lot of people don't know how to address the issues. And in many ways, it's not your job, but it's also a horrible thing if we stay silent. And so the work that I'll be doing as I move forward, I'm unapologetic about it. One of the things that I'll be doing is replicating this work across the country because we've proven the model works. And in her absence, I also want to thank Dean Deborah Gorman-Smith, who helped us at SSA, and now they call it Crown, to prove the data. And I love Deb and looking forward to continuing to work with individuals who help us to do good work on behalf of Black people, done by Black people, led by Black people. But in the next phase, since Lucretia has kicked me out and said, you go raise money and replicate, is you'll be hearing about me building bridges, even the more, between the African American and Jewish community. I believe that that's one of the things I was born to do in the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King, in the spirit of him working with Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. And in the same way that people like Julius Rosenwald worked really hard with people like Booker T. Washington. That's the work that I'll be doing. I'm pastoring two of the greatest churches all over the world, Bright Star and St. James. Thank you for your support and being here tonight. But in my last words, I'll also be using the rest of my life to focus more on me. My health, my sanity, my peace, and my happiness. Which means, Adam, sometime we're going to have to turn up together. Because the question is, who heals the healer? So I'm not going nowhere. I'm still the founder and CEO. We'll be working on housing and making sure with Carl, our new executive director of the CDC, that we continue to house the unhoused. But as we communicate with you, please respond. We need your support. As we reach out to you, please know that we're not wasting your time. And we have a lot of things to do. All of our sponsors, we want to tell you thank you. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. Every name. And I want to say thank you because with your support, we were able to do this. Clap for all of our sponsors. Come on.